The App Store is always recommending to us some of the best games of certain genres. Today, I'm in the App Store looking at anime games, deciding if the games that are being recommended to us to play by the App Store are actually worth it. So let's dive into 10 or 15 of the recommendations from the Google App Store and see if it's worth our time. To start off the list today, we're taking a look at Order Zero that has 500,000 downloads and 4.4 stars. And as you could probably tell from the trailer, this game does seem to be a little bit dated, at least as well as the graphics go. We're looking at a role-playing, roguelike action game that is a single-player anime experience. To me, it looks a lot like a bullet hell style game that has some type of a cover system. Being a dated experience is the one thing that would hold me back from playing this game. But I have to say, I'm always on the hunt for vertical style games because they do lend you to just a more casual experience. I don't expect this to be a groundbreaking game that you're going to fall in love with, but it could be a decent time killer. So for that reason, I would say it would probably be worth the download, at least to check it out. Coming in at number 2 on the list, we have Daon Battle. This one has 5 million downloads, 4.7 stars, and it is a role-playing puzzle style game. It's disguised in a Dragon Ball Z style format as far as, the whole theme of the game. But essentially we're looking at a puzzle style game right now. As you complete the elements of the puzzle, battle actions happen. It's a single player, of course, anime themed game. So the people that would be interested in this one are Dragon Ball Z fans and people that are looking for puzzle games. So if you're not a fan of Dragon Ball Z and you're not a puzzle game player, I would ignore this one and I would say don't play it. But if you're into those things, like both puzzles and Dragon Ball Z, then sure, you can give it a try. Hanai Impact 3rd, Part 2. This game has 10 million downloads and 4.1 stars, and it is a Hoyoverse game. A lot of people have kind of forgotten about this one because of Genshin Impact and some of the newer titles, but this is one that should definitely not be forgotten. It's an action role-playing game that's both competitive multiplayer, it has some single-player elements as well, and it takes you into the whole gacha-style anime realm in an action role-playing fighter. There are many newer games out right now, like Punishing Gray Raven, etc., that are really great games to play, but that doesn't mean that Hanai Impact has lost any ground. This is still an amazing experience for anyone that does love anime gacha-style games and really is into action RPGs. It's one that's a really safe bet because it's gonna be awesome. Now, if you played Nintendo, you probably played some Mega Man, and here we have Mega Man 10 Dive on mobile. It's a run-and-gun platformer style game that brings us back to the days of old gaming when we loved platformers and when we loved playing things on Nintendo. And Mega Man was one of the best back then and is still an amazing gameplay experience right now. If you're a retro gamer, or even someone that's really big into platformer style games, Mega Man is one that can't be ignored. It's been for the past 20 years one of the best gaming experiences, and now we can play it here as well, and I suggest you do. Remember a little bit earlier on inside of this video when I was showing you Hanai Impact 3rd and I was mentioning other games that are out that are newer and potentially better in the same genre? Well, I didn't mention this one. I kept it a secret because I knew it was coming up on the list, and that is Aethergazer. This is actually my most favorite anime-themed action RPG game on mobile right now. It has 1 million downloads and 4.1 stars, and it's essentially a stylized anime game that has intense and amazing action combats. The combat inside of the game is super easy to do, super fun, and really rewarding. It's just a very good feeling experience. This is probably the best action RPG game on mobile if you're looking for an anime version of it. And not to say that Hanai Impact 3rd is not a good game, because it definitely is. This is just a newer take on the same genre. A few years newer. They're both worth trying for sure. But if I had to choose one, this would be it. Legend of Ace. We're looking at a MOBA right here, the first MOBA that's being featured today. This one has 5 million downloads and 3.7 stars, and there is a lot of competition inside of this genre. There are many MOBAs on mobile, and all of them are quite good, if I say so. Legend of Ace, is it the best one? I'm gonna have to go ahead and say no, that it's not, but it is still a very solid game, and if you're a fan of the genre, it's one that's really worth your time. It does MOBAs well. Everything that we know and love from the genre is here inside of the game, with a bunch of different champions that you could choose from that are all unique and give you a different experience depending on the job you choose inside of the game. Legend of Ace is greenlit. You could play this one. Fighting games are hard to come by. There's just not a ton of them, and not a ton of them that are good. The King of Fighters Allstar is a decent fighting game. It's got 10 million downloads and 4.1 stars. An anime-inspired fighting brawler game that mixes platformer elements with your traditional fighter elements. And yes, it's one that you actually control with fighting buttons the way that you would expect and enjoy playing a game like this. I truly believe that if you're a fan of fighting games and this genre is a thing for you, that this is a title that's definitely worth you downloading. The King of Fighters All-Star is greenlit. Next, we have Azor Lane being recommended to us, a game with 5 million downloads and 4.3 stars. This title is really brought to our attention with the attractive character models. They're kind of the whole focus of the game. It's a role-playing, single-player tactical experience that doesn't actually have gameplay as good-looking as the character models. Although, if you're looking for a game that's a 2D shooter like this one, it could be an option that interests you. If that's you, if that's who you are as a gamer, we could recommend it, but for me, I won't play it. I'm surprised that Punishing Gray Raven is on today's list and being recommended to us by the App Store, but in a good way. This is a solid game with 1 million downloads and 4.4 stars, and it's another action role-playing game. And this one is a little bit darker in the ARPG space. It's not all bright and gorgeous. This one takes you into a darker realm, and the artwork style in this game definitely represents that. It's a great action RPG that has a single casual experience. To be very honest, today's list and the recommendations from Google have given us some really solid opportunities to look at action RPGs in the anime space. All of them, including this one, have been greenlit, and I would recommend you play. So try them all out and see which one you like best, and then you could always come back to the comment section and let me know what your choice is. And now we have one final MOBA to tap out the list here today, and it's Pokemon Unite, one of the largest and most popular MOBAs on mobile with 50 million downloads and 4.4 stars. This game is definitely very solid. It takes a little bit of a different look and a different take on MOBAs, and obviously brings in the Pokemon universe, which is going to make a lot of people want to play this game. There are many, many Pokemon fans in this world. This is one of the better options in my opinion. This is one of the better options in my opinion to play in the MOBA space, especially if you're a Pokemon fan. But even if you're not, there's no way that I could do anything but recommend you try this out if you're a fan of MOBAs. Pokemon Unite is definitely Echo approved. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure that you subscribe to the channel because I'm coming out with daily videos for you, giving you some of the best games to play. And if you're looking for something really special and a little bit of a surprise, scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now because it will share with you an amazing mobile game that I love playing, and it gives you free rewards upon downloading. Let's see if you like it. That's right, the QR code on your screen, I'm not even gonna tell you what game it's for, but it's one that I have heavily invested my time into and that I absolutely love. It's a solid recommendation. The question is, do you trust me to play this game?